Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Cold Emails, Hot Takes. Tom, it's great to have you on the podcast.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, doing good. For the viewers listening, Tom is the founder of Marketable Media, a boutique lead generation agency, and he helps B2B companies get an additional 2 to 5 qualified clients every month with his outbound systems and strategies. So he's an expert at generating meetings with cold email. And today on this episode, I'll be asking Tom a couple of questions about which cold email strategies have been working for him and share that with all of you. So yeah, Tom, all right, let's do a couple rapid fire questions here right off the gate, and then we'll jump into some more open-ended or broader topics. Are you ready for a couple cold email rapid fire questions?
Hit me, man. Let's do it.
All right, great. So first one is, what are your favorite B2B data sources?
Yeah, of course. So for me and my clients, I use two data sources. I use store leads for ecom leads, and then I enrich them with Find Email. And then I also use Sales Navigator as well, which is pretty good. So pretty simple, but I just use two data sources at the moment for my leads. And I found them to be pretty successful so far.
Got it. What are some of your favorite subject lines that are not quick question?
Yeah, that's a good one. Dropping some sauce. So I always like to use their first name in some way. So first name ? Or I've found a lot of success with first name ... Sounds a bit ominous, but it sort of like clickbaits them into opening the email.
Okay, got it. What's your favorite call to action in a cold email?
Yeah, of course. I like would you be open to exploring this further? Because I find that it's soft, it's calming, and it often elicits a really nice positive response.
Okay. What's your favorite follow-up messaging?
Yeah, so my follow-up messaging is just pretty relentless, to be honest. So I just follow up until I either get a positive response off them or they tell me to leave them alone. Just offering different times. I know it's a bit of a taboo to send your Calendly link, but I do like to send that because I find that sometimes people click through. I actually get a lot of meetings booked through with people just clicking on the Calendly link. So offering times, presenting different ways of framing the meeting itself as an audit, as a strategy session, something along those lines. So it's not too heavily sales focused, and then presenting the prospect with different options.
All right. What email provider do you like to use for cold email? Is it G Suite, Outlook, Zoho, any other provider?
I'm purely on G Suite at the moment, but I might delve out into Zoho. I might check them out. So, but purely G Suite at the moment.
Okay, great. Awesome. Let's move into some more open-ended questions. How did you start with your lead generation agency, and where are you at with it now?
Yeah, of course. So I've been in the sort of like digital marketing space for about 3 years now. Off like the back end of the start of COVID, actually, when everyone got sent home from work, I started a paid ads agency, did that for a few years. And then when iOS 14 rolled around, that all kind of just went kaput. So started learning about lead generation, started learning about cold email and different ways to generate clients, because that's what I was struggling with, like most agency owners. So started learning about cold email, started learning about cold outreach, got heavily involved in Twitter, met a load of amazing people on Twitter, started networking, learning different strategies, testing them out. So started my lead generation agency back in August of 22. Started bringing on and onboarding clients at the end of September, early October. So I'm now at 6 clients now, most of them in the e-com space, but I do have a few of the clients that are in different areas as well.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I know the e-com space is quite competitive, right? How do you handle their like the competitive environment? How do you keep innovating? How do you win in that space that's so competitive? Do you have like any creative angles, any new angles that you use to stay ahead of the curve?
Honestly, I've found just keeping it simple and to the point and having an absolute killer offer is the best way to succeed. Everyone looks at e-com as this sort of like really scary beast with cold email, like, oh, it's so difficult to get results. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think cutting out all the fluff in your email, just asking them a pain point question. Do you have a problem with your paid ads, or do you have a problem with, I don't know, your email marketing or something like that? And then frame it in a different way and find different angles to to attack that pain point, then produce a relevant case study. So if you're reaching out to brands that are doing, I don't know, $1 million plus a year, have a case study where you've worked with a brand that's doing $1 million plus a year and how you've scaled them. So I think relevancy is massive, and then having a killer offer as well. So some sort of guaranteed result, paper result, something along those lines seems to be generating great meetings and great consistency within the e-com space, I'm finding.
Okay, great. Yeah, even if it's competitive, if you have a good offer and you take massive action and you keep it simple,
Yeah,
you can still win.
Lots of volume as well.
Okay.
It's definitely a volume niche.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, do you mind sharing like how much volume you're sending, like across all of your clients? How many cold emails are you sending?
Yeah, of course. I think I sent in the past 30 days, I looked just yesterday, I think I've sent like 70,000 cold emails or something like that.
That's some solid volume.
I know, yeah, it's pretty heavy. So but it's great. I think my average reply rate is something like 3%. So across all my clients and all my different offers and niches. So it's pretty solid.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's healthy. Good stuff. What are some like beginner mistakes that you see other people making or that you've made yourselves in the past when doing cold outreach and scaling an agency? Do you mind sharing any tips there?
Yeah, I think the first thing is not doing enough, like not doing enough volume. If you're just starting out, like there's literally no point in sending 10 to 20 cold emails a day. Like you should be testing 500 cold emails every single day. So you can actually get a good feedback from the market, see if you have a product market fit, and then you can scale it upwards from there. I think not doing enough volume is going to sort of kill your efforts straight away, or just elongate the time that it takes to actually achieve results. You can do 10 times as much with 10 times as much volume. So that's what I believe. Another mistake as well that I see from a lot of people that are just starting is having way too much information in their cold email. Like their emails are way too long. You've got to realize that the people that you're reaching out to are normally decision makers when you're reaching out to with cold email. So these people are incredibly busy. They're doing stuff all the time. They don't have a minute to read your blog post that you've just sent them. You just need to get across your value and put a soft call to action in there straight away. So you can basically make it as easy as possible for them to reply. But that's some of the beginner mistakes that I see people doing, and also putting links in their cold email as well. That's what I see.
All right, got it. And then let's say someone is a little bit more advanced, like intermediate. What kind of mistakes do you see them making, apart like from not doing enough volume or keeping cold emails too long? What are some like other mistakes to avoid when doing cold outreach out there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think relevancy is a big thing that I see a lot of people getting wrong. Like even if you have a crazy offer, if your case studies and your email isn't relevant to the person you're reaching out to, like I touched on this before, if you're reaching out to brands that are doing like $1 million every single year, then you need to have case studies that show you taking a similar brand in a similar niche from 1 million to 10 million or something along those lines, so that when they're reading that, they can see, okay, this person has worked with brands in the same echelon as me, in the same niche as me, and they have proven results. That's such an added bonus. They're looking at you with trust straight away. So that's something I see, like when people are sort of past that beginner stage and they're still struggling with cold email, I think that they need to look at it from like a relevancy point of view. Like how relevant is your cold email to your prospect?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good point with the case studies. Like also, if you're getting your clients good results, not being shy about asking them for a testimonial, like mentioning the case study, getting a video testimonial.
Oh yeah.
I know you mentioned just getting a video testimonial yesterday or today. Like how did you go? Maybe like other people who are in that situation and they're getting good results for the clients. How do you go about asking for a testimonial, video testimonial?
Yeah.
How did you pull that off?
I don't want to sound big-headed, but he offered it to me. So
oh, okay, great. That makes things easy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's because I booked him, like he had like 10 calls in one day. So he was yeah, he just came to me that evening and he was like, do you want a testimonial? I was like, of course, yes, please. If it could be a video testimonial, even better. And then he just sent a Loom video. But I mean, if you're looking for a testimonial off your clients, then the first thing you need to do is get them great results. And that's just a no-brainer. And once you've done that, just ask them, like very kindly ask them, like, would it be possible to do a video testimonial? And if they're feeling a bit shy about it or they don't know how to do it, then provide them with like a script or some key points of like what to hit. With a video testimonial, you want to hit a few things. You want to show the pain that they were in, the initial conversations that you guys had and the sort of onboarding process and how slick and smooth it was, and then the results that you've got them and how much better they're feeling now. It basically needs to go through like a journey. So by the end of the video testimonial, the person that's watching it has seen how you've solved this person's problems.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, it's also, people have to know before they reply to a cold email, a lot of times they will check out the domain, they will check out the landing page.
Yeah.
And if you have some like good case studies on there, some strong marketing assets, that will make, that will really help with reply rates and positive reply rates as well.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, let's say you get you're doing your outreach, you're getting positive replies. Obviously, we don't want a bunch of positive replies. We want to turn that into meetings and clients as well. How do you go about turning positive replies into meetings? You just mentioned this client where you got him like 10 calls in a day. Like, how do you turn these replies into actual calls on the calendar?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, like positive replies can be like, there's different areas of positive reply, and you can sort of read very quickly how interested someone is. Some people are like, yeah, great, I want to know more info, like I'm desperate to hear about this. Some people are like, yeah, sure, you can send over more information. It really just depends on like how into it they are, and you've got to learn to read that with the replies. If someone's really desperate to get on a call, I just straight up say, look, let's jump on a call. Here are 2 times within their time zone. I just find some times that match up with my client's calendar and their calendar, and then put the Calendly link as well if they want to book direct. If they're sort of like interested, but you can tell that they're not that desperate to jump on a call straight away, or they're not fully sold on it, then I like to send over things like just a Evergreen Loom video with more information. Like I get my clients to make them, which basically just cover what they do, the process of how it works, and just some like very quick case studies of like what they've achieved in the past, like 1 to 2 minutes, super quick. I find that it's great for building rapport. The prospect has already heard the client's voice, they've seen their face, and they've built that little bit of trust with them. And I find that that's a lot easier to get people onto meetings. And also as well, like, don't be afraid to follow up. Like, following up is so key. Again, these people are super busy. They've got 100 things going on, and a lot of them are grateful for you to remind them about, jumping on a call with them or finding out more information. Sometimes it's taken me like 21 emails, 21 follow-ups to get.
Oh, wow, 21.
Yeah, like
that's a lot.
I know, you just got to keep following up, and then people will be like, yeah, okay, great. Oh, thank you for the follow-up. Or yeah, this is now it's the time to explore this further. So yeah, so keep following up.
Okay, very interesting with what you said with the Evergreen Loom video. Like, you get your clients to do one of those 2-3 minutes. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's being said in that video to try to convince the positive reply to book a meeting as well? Like, what do you tell them to say in that Loom video, in that Evergreen Loom video?
Yeah, of course. So it's normally like a more info, like, so it's normally replying to people that are asking for more info or interested in finding out a little bit more. And it's just basically like a very sort of high level view of their process and where they normally take clients from to the point where they achieve results from them. So like the little journey, like it depends on what their service is, you know what I mean? Like, this is what we'll do. This is our unique mechanism to achieve the results that we achieve. And then just to show some case studies, like, or like, we did it for this brand and we did it for this brand and that brand and that brand. So just very quick, honestly, like 1 to 2 minutes, super fast, and just like a very high level overview. And at the end of the video as well, just always pushing to a call to action to say, look, if you want to run through this in more detail, or if you'd like me to show you exactly how I generated the results for this client, then I recommend that we jump on a call.
Okay. And then in that follow-up with the Evergreen Loom, you have the Loom, and then below it, do you have the Calendly link, or some times again where you besides the call to action inside of the video, you also have it like in written text form, I imagine, below, just so people can imagine how that looks like. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll just be like, here's some more information for you, colon video, and then underneath, If you'd like a full run through or a full, sort of demo or explanation of how we do this, I'm free this time on that day. And I'm also free this time the day after. Here's my Calendly link as well. If you'd like to book direct, let me know what works for you. Thanks, client name.
Okay. Interesting. You do it like you manually propose times, but on top of that, you also add the Calendly link, which kind of covers all the bases.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because some people like to book time in Calendly, and some people don't like to book time in Calendly. So I like to just sort of cover all the bases there.
Okay, great. And then once you have that meeting, let's say, for yourself as a lead generation agency, how do you turn the meeting into a client? If you can share a little bit more about that.
Yeah, of course. So I've just started implementing like a pre-call flow, like drip sequence, to convert people to easier. So basically what I do is when I book someone in for a call for myself, for example, I send them over information. So like I've built out a landing page, which has like a headline and then a video underneath it, which is about a 7 or 8 minute email. So it's a longer than a normal VS, like a normal than a quick VSL. And it just goes through the exact process that we would work together on as a client and an agency sort of relationship, and the exact thing that I would do for them. So by the time they get on the call, they already know my process. They've read through a sales letter that I've written for them to read. They know the pain points that they're dealing with. And it's also at the bottom as well. I just say on the call, I'm going to ask you these specific questions. So come prepared. Like I want to know things like what you've tried in the past for lead generation. I want to know things like your close rate. I want to know things like what your best case studies are, what your offer is. So when I actually get to a call, I can just run them through discovery very quickly, confirm that everything's correct, confirm that they're qualified. And then, once they know my process, I can pretty much just close them.
Okay. Great. Yeah, that's key. Just to before the sales call, also having them to really consume these marketing assets, spend some time with you asynchronously through the VSL.
Yeah.
That makes the sales call much easier.
I find it's like building a parasocial relationship with your prospects before you jump on a call. Like it's so important. Like if they can trust you and they've heard you before, then there's no shock when they jump on a sales call with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, great. And how did you go from like having 0 clients just starting out, or maybe you just have 1 client, to having 5+ clients? Like how did that journey look like? How did that process look like for you?
Of course, yeah. So for me, it was just a case of like, I knew how to cold email. I knew what I was doing. I just wanted to start the lead generation agency. So basically I just went crazy on volume. Like I just, I bought 10 domains, which then expanded out into 15 domains and 20 domains, started sending cold email every single day from those domains. I scraped loads of leads off Sales Navigator that matched my ICP. And then I also did a LinkedIn campaign on the side. So reaching out to those prospects at the same time on like 2 channels, which I found was really, really effective. But just going sort of crazy on outreach. I think in November, it's not a crazy number, but I did like 35 sales calls for myself, which was the most I've ever done in a single month. So it was a very, very busy month.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting to find out more about, what the problems people are facing. It was quite illuminating into the sort of the market that I'm reaching out to. But yeah, just really just going crazy on volume, following up like a madman. And also like if you're just starting out and you don't have any case studies, then it's worth taking a risk. Like you have to take some risk, otherwise you're never going to succeed in offering a guarantee like I will book you this many calls, not charging a setup fee, or finding someone that you can partner with who is willing to experiment with different offers or something along those lines. But yeah, just putting yourself out there and just trusting that you will get results and delivering those results.
Okay, great. Yeah, you took massive action and it paid off. That's great to hear.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and one bit that you said you scraping like LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Just going a little bit, it's a little bit of a tangent for the B2B data sources, but I mean, curious to hear, how are you scraping LinkedIn Sales Navigator? What type of tools are you using for people who are looking to do the same?
Yeah, of course. So I use a tool called Find Email. There's a guy on Twitter, Valentin. He's a really, really nice guy. Really great tool. It just embeds natively into Sales Nav. And you can scrape leads directly from there. So put in your ICP, learn how to use Boolean searches on Sales Navigator, and you can unlock a whole world of different leads and qualified leads and quality leads, and then just scrape directly from LinkedIn.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, Find Email is legit. We use it ourselves for our own internal campaigns.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, coming to an end to this podcast, just last question that I want to ask you is like, Tom, if you could go back in time and meet your younger self that was just starting out in this whole email journey, or just your entrepreneurial journey in general, what would you tell him?
I'd probably slap him in the face, first of all. That would be the first thing I would do. So tell him to stop being so lazy. And I think what I've realized over the years is that, you know, you can't coast your way to a successful business. Like, you're not just gonna like happily do 4 hours, like this whole like 4 hours a day work thing. Like, I don't think that's true. When you're first starting out your business, you need to drag it kicking and screaming to the place that you want it to be. Like, it's going to be tough. Like, you're going to be working 12-hour days. You're going to be, you know, grinding. There's going to be headaches. There's going to be fires that you're putting out every single day. You're going to be stressed out. You know, it's not going to be a simple process, but that is the beauty of building a business. And that's the beauty of building something for yourself, is, you know, it is that fight and that journey. And if I could go back to my younger self, I'd just be like, prepare yourself for it and stop being lazy and just do the work that needs to be done.
Okay, great. Yeah, man, Tom, it was great to have you here on the show. Cold Emails, Hot Takes. You dropped so much value. And for people who want to learn more about what you do, where should they go?
Yeah, of course. So I've got a Twitter account that I can't remember the app for. I think it's Tom J Grainger. And
I'll put it in the description.
Perfect. And I also have a YouTube channel as well, that I started just the end of last year. And then I'm posting a video every single week about cold email, cold outreach, and just everything to do with that. So you can hit me up on Twitter and you can watch my videos on YouTube and find out some more information.
Okay, great. Yeah. And if you're also a SaaS, an agency or a coach or consultant, check out marketable-media.com, Tom's lead generation agency. And yeah, great stuff. So thanks so much for your time today, Tom.
Thank you, man.
And I'll talk to you soon. And thanks for everybody for listening. Hope you found this valuable, and talk soon.
Thanks, man.